One of the largest concerns with the future of Pokemon, like Generation 10, 11, moving on with like the future Legends games, is the graphics. People want good graphics. We want stylized graphics that makes the game memorable. Like if we look back on the 2D art style, the pixel art style of Pokemon, it's so memorable, it's so distinct, it is such a Pokemon design in a good way that's awesome, right? We still want that. I mean, the 3DS, still, I could say the same for the 3DS. The future of Pokemon is going in a good direction, I think. Game Freak recently dropped the trailer for their new game, Beast of Reincarnation, which is not a Pokemon game, but I'm bringing this up because the graphics are pretty unique. It's a realistic kind of looking game. You could tell it's definitely a little stylized too, which is great. So moving on to the future of Pokemon, right? Obviously, they make Pokemon games. Generation 10, whatever. Generation 10 is the next big Pokemon game, like the next big mainline game after ZA, of course. I'm bringing up Generation 10 next because we already know what ZA is going to look like. ZA actually looks very similar to Scarlet and Violet with the graphics. It looks a little bit better. It's a little bit more like colorful and vibrant and smooth to me, which I think is good. I don't hate the graphics of Scarlet and Violet. I don't hate the graphics of ZA. Looking at the past, let's go back to Legends Arceus. That game is so stylized. I love the art style of Legends Arceus. I hope to get more uniquely created Pokemon games like this, because we can assume Pokemon is pretty much going to go in an open world route. Like I'm pretty sure most Pokemon games going in the future are going to be big open world, open map Pokemon games, with the exception of maybe some games. I think the remakes are definitely going to not be open world, although I've talked about this a little bit on the channel. Remakes have been on my mind a lot recently, Black and White, maybe some new Pokemon Generation 2 remakes. So yeah, I'm not going to dive too deep into like what I think the remakes are going to be like. With Pokemon games though, we don't want a realistic looking game. Like we don't want a Pokemon game looking like Call of Duty or something like that. You know what I mean? We want a Pokemon game that has a unique, stylized childhood sketchbook feel to it. Pokemon is about imagination, not realism. First of all, realistic graphics for Pokemon games can risk it looking kind of like uncanny or a little bit strange, like a hyper-realistic Pikachu. You know what I'm saying? Like the Detective Pikachu movie, some of those Pokemon designs are freaky. It's kind of a fun movie to watch though. I would actually love to see another live action Pokemon movie. I just want to see like what they could possibly do. I think Pokemon games should be more like a living anime and not like, a realistic cartoonish game, which no shade to like realistic cartoonish games, but for Pokemon, we don't want that, right? I mean, I guess some people do. Let me know down in the comments if you do. I think a more simplified, colorful, unique, like sketchbook art style is great for people of all ages. First of all, I know a lot of people appreciate a unique art style. Like Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl had a chibi art style, which I'm actually surprised people didn't like that much. I think it looks okay. Like, they're not my favorite graphics. I'm not here to like glaze Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, but I definitely do think that those graphics are a little bit overhated. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at these pictures. Like, you can't tell me this is really cool looking. I actually kind of like it. I definitely prefer the original game better. But now let's move on to like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Those games had a weird art style. I'm not a big fan of those games, to be honest. But going on to Sword and Shield, I think those games had a unique, creative, stylized art style. I think those games are going to age really well, and I think they have aged really well. A lot of people nowadays talk about Sword and Shield and say how much they really like those games, how much those games mean to them on the Nintendo Switch, which my first playthrough of those games, I did not enjoy. I actually did not like the game at all when I first played it, but looking back on my playthrough, I'm like, dude, that game wasn't bad. I need to play it again. I actually don't have my copy anymore, so I need to buy a new copy and play through it again because I think it's a unique and creative game. And quickly before we get to the rest of the video, I noticed a lot of you guys that are watching these videos aren't actually subscribed to the channel. So if you could do me a huge favor, drop a sub, turn those post notifications so you don't miss new Pokemon leaks, news, updates, or fun topics like this one to help me reach my goal of 30,000 subscribers before the end of the summertime. Any support goes a super long way. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. All right, back to the video. The thing is, with most games, stylized graphics age a lot better. The classic DS sprites, even like the Game Boy sprites, look awesome. Like those games have aged so well. Like Heart Gold and Soul Silver are like almost 20 years old or something like that now, and those games look insane. Pokemon's simplified and colorful approach, especially with the Generation 3 to 5 era, and especially Legends Arceus, are so charming and timeless. Like, I don't know if Pokemon can ever reach the same kind of like height they did with those graphics. I don't know, man. I mean, it's possible. I do think that we're going in a good direction for the future of Pokemon. I'm really optimistic like about the future of Pokemon, and I don't think that they're going down a realistic look. You know what I'm saying? I think going realistic may mean that the visuals are going to age really poorly in 5 to 10 years, but on the other hand, a lot of modern games do look fantastic and will age well. Like some graphics of video games are so realistic. Like, I can't believe it. But once again, that's not what we want for Pokemon games. That's not really the point that I'm trying to make here. The point I'm trying to make here is, like, for a Pokemon game specifically, we need something that looks like a sketchbook, like something that came out of somebody's imagination. And I brought up childhood like sketchbook earlier because children come up with some crazy cool designs that are so unique and original. Because a lot of people, you know, as we age, we see so many pieces of art, we see so many graphics and stuff. So it's kind of like harder to become original in a way for a lot of people. Of course, there are, you know, the exceptions where people are extremely creative, and I wish I was one of those people, because creativity is awesome, and I love a game that's creative. Think about Breath of the Wild or like Wind Waker. Those games are so loved because of the art style. The art style will hold up for those games forever. You know, like, do we really want Mr. Mime with a realistic skin texture? No. Pokemon are all fantasy creatures. If it's a realistic game, it's gonna feel way out of place. The hyper-realistic graphics and stuff will just make it feel creepy, mismatched in the real world. There's a reason why Detective Pikachu is not like the core graphic slash art style of Pokemon. It just doesn't work. It won't work. Or I guess I shouldn't say it won't work, but I think the odds of it working are pretty low. With an animated, unique, artistic style, we have that soft balance between like different emotions, stylization, and fantasy. Being immersed in a world that's so creative and unlike anything we've ever seen before makes a game way more memorable and makes it something that we want to return back to. Like, I definitely think that the original Pokemon games, like Gen 1 through like 5/6, are the most replayable Pokemon games of all time because of how unique those games are. It also gives these Pokemon games a heightened sense of identity, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want these games to feel more designed for that game specifically, and that's why I'm a little bit disappointed that Scarlet and Violet and Pokemon Legends ZA look pretty similar, because when a new Pokemon game comes out, I want an entirely new experience. And now ZA is going to be a new experience. I'm hyped for the game. I think the game looks really fun. I like the Kalos region a lot. I think the idea of it being placed in a city is kind of cool, actually, because it's unlike anything we've ever actually seen before in a Pokemon game. So I think it's going to be really cool. I wish the graphics looked drastically different from Scarlet and Violet, you know what I mean? And I do think that Generation 10 is going to look completely different. I don't think that they're going to use the same art style for Generation 10. Now, I gotta say this as well. I'm not hating on, like, the current state of Pokemon. I'm not hating on, you know, future Pokemon games. I'm optimistic about Pokemon in a good way. Like, I love Pokemon games. Obviously, I have a YouTube channel completely based around Pokemon games. I think the future of Pokemon is bright. I really think we're going in a good direction with the future of Pokemon. I just want Pokemon games to go back to their roots and have just the classic Pokemon game feeling. Like Scarlet and Violet, even though I don't love the graphics, I actually love the game. Like, debatably, I had the most fun with Scarlet and Violet than I ever did with any other Pokemon game. Like, those games were super fun. I really like the open world style of Pokemon game. Legends Arceus is my favorite Switch Pokemon game, so I did like the Switch era of Pokemon. I'm just looking forward to the future of Pokemon. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about Pokemon graphics. What do you want to see? Do you want to see more stylized, artistic, unique Pokemon graphics, or do you want things to get more realistic? Let me know your thoughts. If you were real and watching this far in the video, comment down below. Baseball bat. Just to confuse the people that are not watching this far in the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notifications if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.